Hello, this is a video on the Chevron new PAL series and how as an electrician to get started with it, how to use it, and how just to generally use energy logging. It doesn't have to be just for the Chevron one. However, it does also form my weekly video, which has a load of preamble at the start about me talking rubbish. But the second half of the video is basically me setting on the meter, unboxing it and going through it. There's going to be some more of these because there'll be one on the software and there'll be one on a physical use case of me using it. If you're not here to watch my normal weekly CAC and you're just here to watch the Chevron PAL 106 unboxing setup, you need to skip to
7 minutes and 10 seconds, you skipping bastard.
And there you'll find that bit. If you're just there for the usual rundown, hope this gives you a little inkling on how power monitoring works, what's in the box and what you're going to need. Obviously, Chevron supply it with free, so that's where it's there. But if you want to do it on your own, this video should help as well. So yeah, on with the carnage of this show. Oh, today in the office on Monday morning, I was going to do some just boring admin, but now I'm going to do some actual electrical content. Just got this out of the box. I'm going through the whole lot, setting it up. What I will say is, this video will be useful if you buy any of the PALs to help you get an idea what's in the box and what's going off, yeah? This isn't a how-to video. If this is on YouTube, you might find this at the start of the videos, yeah? It's not a how-to video. It's a me doing it video. When I got the first one, I had a PAL 103. This is the 106. It's got a lot of more advanced features. It's got a SIM card bit. We'll come to that in a second. But what I did was, I plugged it into my ass, I just played with it. There's no better thing than just playing with it. So don't start really going, how does it work and all that. Get it out, follow this video, and start playing with it. The CTs will be the wrong way around, you'll get the voltages the wrong way around, all fucking shit like that, yeah? Can't tell you how to do that in the video. Play with it. No one's going to tell you how it works, really. Even Chevron are not going to fucking give you the ins and outs. You've got to sit there and play with it and do some monitoring on your house or something that's not important before you start trying to use it in the field. Be aware of that. So if anyone watched the podcast last night, I said I've got no work on all week, right? So that meant I had no work on planned in. Something may have come up, but as it was, the office is a bit of a shithole. Look, there's fucking junk all over here. There's junk all over here. The office is a fucking junk hole. The books are all out being done. And I thought, well, I'll get in the office Monday and tidy everything up. I've got a bit of wallpaper to put on that because that's a different set for other little jobs. That set's for the job I'm going to do now. So I was going to build my little set and record some videos on some stuff, which I'm alluding to in a minute. I thought, oh yeah, I'll have all month to get that sorted out. Then if anything comes in, I'll be a bit better off. Now, I've got to go to fucking Glasgow tomorrow to do some energy logging. So let's allude to what I was going to do and why stuff's changed. If you're not into power and energy logging, don't bother watching for the rest of the day because that's what I'm going to cover. If you are, great, enjoy it, and this will go on YouTube. It's not really a normal polished video. Well, actually, all my videos are dog shit, but it's going to be a bit more rush than normal because I've got to get all this shit working and get to Glasgow tomorrow. But let me go into a bit more. So I was at Chevron last week, and they've lent me a PAL 106, which is there. They've also lent me some other bits and bobs, which I'm not going to show today, but they're down there. And I've got all the gubbins for the PAL. Now, the crap was I was going to tidy up, build my little set, and do an unboxing video. Because if you're going to spunk between 800 quid-ish for the single-phase PAL, all the way up to the fucking Gucci ones that cost a couple of grand, I think, you want to know what's in the box, don't you? Right, so I was going to do a little unboxing of it, more than anything, because they've lent it me. I'm going to earn money out of it. That's what I'm going to do this week. So it's only fair that I show you what's inside. Also, like I say, you probably want to know what's in the box. So I was going to do a really nice unboxing video and make a good job of it. However, because I need to use it tomorrow, I'm going to have to fucking bang it out. And that's what I'm going to do today. What I was going to do is build a set and unbox all over there on the actual real set. But now I'm going to have to clear this table off of all this wallpaper and shit that's on here and just bang it out here. Because I just wanted to see what's in the box. Obviously, I've fucking sort of unboxed already because it's there. But like I say, people want to know what's in the box and what you get and what's going off. So I'm going to do that now in a slapdash way. If this is on YouTube, I'll interject with some more videos and more information. But if you're watching today, you're going to get a little rundown of what's in there. Basically because I need to fucking get it all out of the boxes and get it working so I can take it to Glasgow tomorrow with me. Again, because Chevron lent me this, it's not like I'm changing how I do things. Straight up though, yeah, I'm very grateful to work with Chevron and they're lending me that because I'm going to make some cash out of that, yeah, and they've lent it me for free. That's the bonus I get for doing stuff like this, I suppose. But yeah, if you want to go and rent another power quality analyzer made by somebody else, yeah, that's not Chevron, you go and do that. This will be it's the same shit. You're going to have CTs and voltages and that. Obviously, it won't be specific to this particular one or the PAL range, but if you want to go and rent one off someone else, be my fucking guest. I'm not telling you to go and buy theirs because they don't pay me to do that. They pay to sponsor the podcast. So I'm unboxing it because they've lent it to me. Go and rent some fucker else's made by somebody else. But what I will say is, don't expect the support that they'll give you. If I ring them today and ask about that, they'll tell me what's going off. That's the secret sauce in it for a contractor, that I'm going to be able to ring them and go, fucking hell, I've got this out of the box, I don't quite know how this works. So I think they're particularly good at that. That's why I sort of get in bed with them on stuff like this, because the support is there and the product works. That's all the bumming I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the power quality analyzer now, but they've also lent me these 3 things. They're coming soon. They are, shall I read it? They're calibrators. They're something that I really get into, that I really use, and that's quite niche. So like, there's going to be probably about 6 people who watch my channel that are actually using them. Maybe 2 or 3 that are interested, but they've lent me them, and I'm going to do them next week. They're going to get a proper job. The PAL, there's other information about it, so I'm going to do that now. Also, while I'm on, Chevron love a case study. So if you've got an application where you could do some power energy logging, and it's a little bit of a funny one, like you've got some little problem that the power energy logger will solve, and you are willing to let them come and do your energy monitoring for you, which they'll do for free, and then you'll let them write about it to demonstrate how their product gets used in real applications, they'd be very grateful. So if anyone's got one of them, you can either speak to Chevron Direct or give me a nod and I'll put you in touch with someone. So I don't know, say you've got something that keeps tripping, you want to solve the problem, and you're happy to be talked about, let me know. Don't get them in to do a job for you though, and then not let them have a fucking case study out of it. That's not the bag, is it? Don't be that guy. They're trying to show off the products in real world applications. So don't be that guy that goes, oh no, you can't use it as a case study now, yeah? But yeah, if you're interested, let them know. I can't show where I'm taking this week. So I'll do the unboxing, show you all the ins and outs of it, and then I will go to some sites where I can show you, but where I'm going tomorrow, I can't show you it in use, unfortunately. So I'll come back to the ins and outs, the software and all that at a later date. But anyway, I'll unbox this now because this is getting fucking boring. Sorry about that. I had to book my train tickets to Glasgow. First class, motherfucker. Right, that's the Chevron new box that it comes in, and I've put it all back in the box. Obviously, I've already had it out of the box, but I've put it back in so it's a proper unboxing. That's going to be the power quality analyzer. No, it's not. It's going to be the power energy logger, and they're the CTs. They come separately, so don't worry about it. What you do is you ring them up and you speak to them like a normal human being, and you tell them what you're trying to do, and they'll spec it all up for you. You haven't got to like go on a website clicking through stuff trying to work out what the fuck's going off. Just give them a call. They'll put you onto one of the reps, or someone in the office will speak to you, and they'll sell you the power, whatever you want in here, and they'll sell you all the ancillaries to get you going. You haven't got to fucking worry about like looking through loads of numbers like, I don't know, like you're on the Schneider website, which is an absolute bastard. You order something, it comes wrong. You ask them what you want, and they'll give you the package. You get it from a distributor. So that's what I've done. I've told them what I want, and I've got this box. You try pulling that stunt with another firm who do these, you're not going to get that kind of service, I assure you. I've done it. Right, in the box, there's a bag. Let me get the bag out and get the box out of the way, because the box is just a fucking box. I just did that for that shot. And there's the bag. You get a nice bag for it. I'm not a massive fan of soft bags, but they do some hard case ones. The contractor kits in a hard case, stuff like that. So that's what you get. In the bag, there is the PAL. Let me drag that out. Let me lay out and tell you what's in the bag. I'm not used to these unboxing things. I think they're shit, but I'm trying to show you what the crack is. So I've got a PAL 106, which is a little bit different. There it is. That's what you get in the box. Sorry, that's what you get. In the box, you get a bag. And in the bag, you get this. And in this box, there's a nice little sleeve here, which some other things come in, which I'll allude to. That was this bit here. I've just had to ring Kevin asking some questions about this, because I haven't used this one before, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the 106, this is the Ruggedized one, yeah? Because it says, do you want a PAL on loan? I says, yeah, you know what I want? I'd like the Ruggedized one, because it suits some of the environments I want to work in. Because when you do that up, that's going to keep dust and crap out, yeah? So if I'm on a sewage farm, that's going to be better. The bad thing is, I've now got to lug this bastard to Glasgow, and it is at least 4 times bigger than the other PAL, so choose wisely. I'm happy with what I've got, because of the feature as of being IP67, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. Oh, hang on. IP67. But now I've got to lug a massive fucking log to Glasgow with me. But anyway, in the bag, let's start over here. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crocodile clips, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leads of a certain length. It doesn't say what it is, but you get the leads, yeah? They're for your voltage, and they're for clamping on. You can also get other ways of clamping on. I've got some magnetic ones, which are really handy, but I'm not sure. They're good, But I wouldn't like to leave it on that, but that's just me. I like to get a good firm fixing, so they've got them. I've got other ways of getting a fixing as well. I'm in the edit. These are the magnetic ones I'm on about. So in the bottom it takes a banana plug and that magnet's on. I'll now interject a picture of these in use yesterday on the job I went and did in Glasgow with this. And I've got to say, these are brilliant. Only for voltage, but they're brilliant. They just worked. They won't take like a massive long dangling cable you test from strain relief, but they worked. And that's the magnetic ones I've got. They are sold separately by Chevron. You can buy them when you buy your meter. I was very impressed. And I didn't think I would be. Then you get that. That's a little image of a power look. Isn't that nice? Look, it looks like that, look. Look, it's a little version of that. And that is for, that's an SD card reader. I think that's just a nice touch. A USB lead. These are the bungs that go in the bottom of here. So because this is IP67, if you're not using all of these bungs go in. They come separately now, so I'll be putting those in shortly. And you get these fellas. I like the way they use these. When you buy the leads, they're all the same. Which obviously thinking, well, which one's which? So if you buy another meat, you might have to go and buy a red lead or a yellow lead or something like that. All the Chevron ones are the same colour in the Power ranges, not the multimeters or all that. And then you collect your brown ones and all that. And the clips clip on the cable, the clippy bit. And you see that bit there, that fucking light. That goes on there to do the colours. Because you might not always be brown, black, grey or whatever. So you've got all the options here, which I like. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably take this out of the packets now, set my leads up, and I'll set that up, the meter up. But that's what's in the box. So I'll put all the bungs on, I'll put the colours on my leads and get it like ready to use, if you like, apart from the CTs which are over there. So let me set it all up and I'll come back to the CTs. Ruggedized coils, rope CTs, whatever you want to call them, flexible CTs. Right, I've done my setup. I've took all my little coloured things and I've put them on. So I've got a neutral lead, a grey, a black, a brown and an earth. And I've got the 5 crocodile clips going with them. They don't have any identification on them, but you've always got this here. And then I always put the turquoise one on the USB cable, just because when it's chucked in the bag, it lets me see it quicker to drag it out. So I don't think there's anything I need to go about cables and stuff. You've got 5 cables because you've got 5 inputs, L1, L2, L3, neutral and earth. You've got a USB cable. If you can't work out what USB cable is, this is one video for you. And you've got your 5 crocodile clips. Let's have a look at the meter bottom. So on the bottom you'll see I've fitted the bumpers, yeah. They are the ones that fill the voltage holes. They've got rubber right down them. So just bear in mind that when you put them in and you finger tighten them, yeah, you're not shutting a submarine door. Don't fucking crack them up like you're doing the wheel nut on your car. You're not, and they just undo to reveal what you're using. Obviously, I've put the colour code bits in there, look. Yeah, I need some needle nose pliers to do them because I've got big fat fingers. That was even a little green, yeah, look at that, nice. So yeah, they're in. So what I would do is I'm going to store it with these in all the time. If I'm doing single phase, I'll take out the neutrals, the earths and the L1. Obviously, they might stop in. If I'm doing it all, I'll take them all out. A genius bit of fucking design is, and I do like this, in the lid, as I've alluded to already, when I get my lid open, it's IP67, it keeps me out. There's that look. This is brilliant. There's just somewhere to put them all, because everyone knows they're going to go missing if there's nowhere to put them. So you take them straight out of there and slap them in there and keep them nice and safe. So these leads as well are also IP67. So when I take out this rubber bumper lock, unscrew it, this lead here has a banana plug that goes in, and then you can screw that on, look, to maintain the IP67 like that. You don't need that, but you need that if you want to maintain IP67. So I will show you on the CTs. I haven't got those. I don't need it to be on P67 at the minute. I got this one for the ruggedized nature of it. I don't want to put it underwater or in the fucking submarine or anything. But yeah, they then screw in, and then when you take it out, it unscrews like that. And again, you pull it out and you stick your bung back, which I've lost. This there, look. Let me show you the CTs now, get them out of the way, then we can talk about the meter itself. So regarding CTs, yeah, I've got another set of CTs for the analyzer I've got, and they're the thick ones. These are the thinner ones. Let me get one out and I'll show you. You get a load more of the coloury things, look. You're never short of them, don't worry. Chevron will look after your instructions, which obviously everyone's going to read straight away. Get the CT out. There's a CT, and you also get conformation and the little Velcro thing to tie it up with, because no one's going to use that, but it's nice that they include it anyway. On the CT, you press this button and it comes out. I can't do it one-handed, but it comes out and the brand spanking new. And then on this end, you've got a plug. Now, what you'll notice is This is the thin CT. They also do the thicker one. I'll show one of them in YouTube. I haven't got one here. And this is the non-IP65 plug. You see this one's got the screw thread on it? Well, that hasn't. Because I want to use it with other meters. And also, the thin ones with the IP65 plug on a special order part. They didn't have any in, so they've given me these ones. These still fit in, look. No problemo. As long as you put it the right way. They still fit in. There's still a reasonable IP in there, yeah? I'm not putting this anywhere super wet. I just wanted the ruggedized box, right? Obviously, in a ruggedized ear as well, they will pull out. So the IP65 one's twisting, which is better, but I'm not expecting anyone to be messing around with this. So that goes in nice and sound. It's reasonably snug, but obviously you can get the ones that screw in. I haven't got that. Like I said, they do the thick and the thin with the screwing one and the not screwing one. I've got these particular ones, yeah, because I'll use them with another meter. But they said they'd get me a set of them, but I was like, I'm not, it's not a big deal for me at the minute, but just bear that in mind. When you're asking them the arrangement you want, you might have to specify that you want those to suit if you get this particular model. And as far as I'm aware, the thicker ones and the thinner ones, the thicker ones are thicker. I'll interject one in this video now if it's on YouTube. I haven't got one with me. The thinner ones are thinner. I think that's a reasonably sturdy contact, but I think the one on the thicker ones is probably an even sturdier contact. You couldn't do it one-handed, so that's the difference. You've got the IP65 ends, the thick and the thin ones. I think the thicker ones are just generally more rugged. You know, like thick things are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pack of these again, and I'm going to mark up my my CT leads now, so they're ready, and then we'll start covering the tester itself, the logger itself, and the box. This is a little addendum to the video. Here's the CT you've seen within the video. I'd say this is like the standard CT you get from Chevron. There is no standard, but this is the most used one. You'll see the MA194. When you undo that, I think that's 300 log, and it's got the non-IP65 plug on. So they're the ones you'll see me with in the video. That lives in this little bag I've got here. This little bag is basically the standard CT's, crocodile clips, magnetic covers, and test leads I need to plug in my analyzer and my PAL. However, as I allude to in the video, that's the
chunky boy CT.
You can see it's considerably chunkier. It's a little bit different. These are what I think they call these the thick ones. This one's got the same plug on the end, but it could have the IP67 plug on. And they're just chunkier. So that just undoes differently and comes apart. And obviously, you're going to struggle to get that 3 times around something, maybe. I don't know if I've actually tried it, maybe not. But that's the chunkier one. I don't know what that one's called, but Chevron will sort you out if you want the chunky ones. Ask them, they'll give you the chunky ones. I've also got this one. This is exactly the same as one in the video. Apart from the fact it's got a metre long coil on it, look. That is huge. That is particularly good for weaving in and out of circuits. I've used that one a few times. It's been really useful addition to my equipment. I've only got one of them though. And then as well as that, you've got this lot. That's the M93A. That's a really clever little CT. It's got a varying range. That's incredibly clever. It can measure small currents, 5 amp and stuff. And the clever thing about this is, if you've got some cables that have got a CT on, you can put this on the CT cable. So they do something for all occasions, believe me. And I've got a little bit of it for all occasions as well. This one lives in the bag all the time. So yeah, they're the CTs. Like I say, things may change. Chevron are the people who know. They'll sort you out. They've got an extensive range of leads for every occasion in their catalogue. I know people are probably thinking, what if I lose these? Well, they give you plenty. Every set of CT comes with them. There's loads more than you need anyway. And then you get another set of every CT. And Chevron, I saw it in the stores. There's a fucking huge box full of them. So I'm sure if you ring up and ask nice, they'll send you some if you lose them. But they do clip on quite well as well, so I won't worry about it. But if they do pop off, you've got spares, and like I say, they give you loads. Just before we move off CTs, do remember, yeah, that on your CT, look, there's a little arrow. Focus. There is an arrow. They are directional. There's an arrow on both sides. Yeah, you need to make sure they're the right way. The most common problem you're going to get is not putting those the right way. I can't remember which way the arrow goes, but when you set it up in the software, there's a drawing of all the different arrangements you can do, and it shows you where the arrow goes. Also, when you log on and just look at your readings, you'll see that your readings are wrong or squiffy, and it's normally down to the fact that you've got your CT the wrong way around. I've done it myself every time I've used the fucking meter, to be honest. I always do like a little test run, check everything's going right. The software will be a different video, but when I do the software video, I'll show you that setup. I'm not going to do the software video today, I've not got time. But I will sit down in front of the computer and do what I know about the software, which is not a lot, but enough to get you going. But yeah, that CT's done. Put them back in the bag. I don't know if you're still with me. we're going through the whole lot, yeah? Because I've got it, because I'm going through the whole lot. I've just got this out of the box. I'm going through the whole lot, setting it up. What I will say is, this video will be useful if you buy any of the pals to help you get an idea what's in the box and what's going off, yeah? This isn't a how-to video. If this is on YouTube, you might find this at the start of the videos, yeah? It's not a how-to video. It's a me doing it video. When I got the first one, I had a PAL 103. This is the 106. It's got a lot of more advanced features. It's got a SIM card bit. We'll come to that in a second. But what I did was, I plugged it into my ass. I just played with it. There's no better thing than just playing with it. So don't start really going, how does it work and all that. Get it out. Follow this video and start playing with it. The CTs will be the wrong way around. You'll get the voltages the wrong way around. All fucking shit like that, yeah? Can't tell you how to do that in the video. Play with it. No one's going to tell you how it works. Really, even Siobhan not going to fucking give you the ins and outs. You've got to sit there and play with it and do some monitoring on your house or something that's not important before you start trying to use it in the field. Be aware of that. And just to add, they will come and demo one to you. And I think you can hire them as well if you want to play around with it for a week. Like I say, this one's a more advanced model. Speak to Siobhan for all the ins and outs. But I'm just going to take you through this particular one. I've used the 103 or the 104, I can't remember which one it was. And this is just the same thing, sort of, but in a ruggedized box. Because I wanted a pimpy ruggedized one. Yeah, there's a few extra features I'm going to show that one, but playing around with it is how you learn to look good with it. If you've got a job where you can sit there for 2 days and work out how it works and use it as well, great. But if you don't just rock up to a job like I'm at tomorrow and try and use it off the bat, you need to get some time on it, don't you? And work out what's going off. So, right, let's show you the actual meter itself. Bear in mind, some of them will have features that aren't on this and not on this, but I'll take you through this particular one. This is the PAL 106. So box-wise, on the bottom you've got all the ins and outs, the voltages and the currents. Obviously you've got the 5 voltages, because you've got the earth as well. And then you've got the 4 CTs. Not all of them have the neutral CT, but this one has. And on the outside of the box, other than that, it's IP67 when the lid's shut. Just bear in mind that when the lid's shut, there are a couple of features you can't access. I'll cover those in a minute when we go inside. For example, you can't put a data cable out the box. What's behind the lid, when it's locked up properly, is behind the lid. The reason I wanted this one is, one, you can put a padlock on it to lock it shut so people can't mess around with it. The other PALs, you can password protect, so that's not a major disaster, but that actually physically stops someone pissing around with it. And the other thing I thought was, not that it's going to be anywhere it can get nicked, but you can chuck it somewhere out the way, and it's got various holes in it that you could use to attach a padlock and a chain so no one goes walking off with it. Obviously, if someone wants to get it, they're going to take it, but you'd like to think you're in a bit more of a secure area like that, but you can lock the lid shut and you can lock it to something. Let's go inside now and have a look at the good bit. So we're inside now. You've got a nice little thing of a lid to put all your gubbins in. Yeah, keep it all safe. That's brilliant. Looking at it, it looks exactly the same as the other PALs, but it's just bigger. I think the screen's the same size. Don't quote me on that though. That might be a bit bigger. I don't know. You've got various indicator lights down here, and you've got various covered up little things down here. These have still got dust covers on, look, which is nice. So even when you get inside, it's still dust covered. It says it's a PAL 106. I'll take you through this top row now and tell you what they do. Oh, hang on. Let's peel it off. You ready?
Peel it off.
Yeah, God knows what they're thinking up to the office next door. So under the first one, these have all got little covers on to get shit out of them. That is for a charger. You don't get that in the bag. That is for a charger to charge the internal battery. So you can turn it on, because it's got a battery in it for like power losses and backup, yeah? I don't know how flat mine is. I think mine is flat at the minute, so we're not be doing that. But also, it powers itself from the bottom. When you're powering it at the bottom, it will self-power itself internally and charge the battery. If I had the charger now, I'd plug that in. If it's going to power up, I could plug it in there. So you've got options. You might want that, you might not. They'll do the options for you. But obviously, if I put a bit of power in there, it would work. I forgot to bring a fucking banana plug up to me, to be honest. So that's for external battery power and charging. Put that one back, so we've done that one. Yeah, I've just checked the instructions. That's for an external power unit sold separately, which you might want to get. I don't know why you'd want to not power it from these, but if you don't want to power it from the inputs, you can use another power supply for a completely different circuit if you wish to do that. You've got an Ethernet module. That will allow you to connect to it in real time. It's got little flashing lights so you can do it. All the IP settings and that'll be in there. So you can network it. The problem is if you network this particular model, you'd have to leave the lid ajar to get the cable out, or you could probably squeeze it through, but it would obviously affect the IP rating. So you can network it up and use it across sites, or you could put the network cable in, and then when you go to a site, if it was in a switch room, you wouldn't have to get to the PAL itself to adjust the settings and that. That's a nice feature. You've got the USB. That obviously just connects the software to it via USB. Then you've got the SD card holder. Let me come to that separately. Close, you bastard. you've got the SD card slot. This has come with an 8GB ScanDisk industrial card. If you're going to use stuff industrially, don't start slamming fucking normal camera cards in. They are not designed for it. A camera takes a picture and writes the data to this card. This is constantly pumping data into the card. And in any industrial environment where you need to do that, the people that make whatever media it is, if you're not just on pals on anything, if you're doing industrial things, you want industrial cards. So if that's compact flash, SD or whatever, get the industrial card. This has come with an 8GB one in it, which is quite nice. Just remember, industrial cards and SD cards generally, they are disposable items, really. They don't take millions of reading writes, they take thousands of reading writes. So just remember to format it, keep it clean. Bit of SD card shit there. Don't leave it in there for 5 years and expect it to still work. It probably won't. Just bear that in mind. That's just a little bit of extra industrial hardware stuff. But yeah, the industrial ones are much better, as indicated by these ratings on here, which you can Google. Just here, you've got a SIM card slot. You put a data SIM card in there, and then Chevron run some servers. So when you put the SD card in there and set up the SIM card in there and set up whatever you've got to do, that will then transmit, signal permitting, to the servers that Chevron provide. I think there's a couple of them. And then you can log into this remotely. It's slow. It's not as fast as being there on USB. And don't ever think it's going to be. But you can log in and do shit. So if you come away and you made a mistake, you get a little get out of jail free card should you have a SIM card to put in there. Well, it's an SD card. But yeah, it's got that feature. Don't know how useful that's going to be to me. I do have a spare phone that I've got a SIM card in for using for data and wireless access points. I'm going to try that at some point, but don't ask me loads of questions on that. I don't know, but that's a particularly great feature if it's in the remote world, and it might be of use to you. The dude was the normal size PAL supports that as well. I don't know what one it is, but they do it. But yeah, it's there. It's also got Wi-Fi connectivity. You can connect it to a Wi-Fi or connect to it via Wi-Fi, and it's also got Bluetooth. I mean, what more do you fucking want? Yeah, if you can't connect to that, what protocols are available that you can't connect that with? You could fucking probably slam it on Modbus via the RS23 You could probably slam it on Modbus via the Ethernet port with the right converter. You could probably get to work on RS232 with the right converter on Ethernet. But fuck me, what more connectivity do you want? They've thought of everything. Yeah, fair play for that, because it's horses for course, isn't it? If you want to lock it into a bit of switchgear and get the data out of it, and you can use the Ethernet or the SIM card, fucking brilliant. But you're not getting a more connected device than that. Unless you've got a fucking iPhone, but you know what I mean? If there's something missing, tell me, because I can't work it out. But yeah, anyway, back to the show, back to the studio. You've got the screen and you've got the buttons, yeah, which form the human-machine interface. You can use that. I prefer to use the software, but you do get a good display on there. And you can look at stuff. So there's all the normal PAL stuff there, and it's got a quite easy to navigate menu, but I just prefer to use a computer, but sometimes you can't do that. The power on and off button, mine's currently flat, so it won't power on. I forgot to bring the lead. And then this is the start-stop for the thing. When you press that to start it going, I think the record light flashes twice. Flash, 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 flash. And that's how you know you're logging on whatever you set it on. Down here, you've got some things. Let me go over them. You've got the little plug there, look. Obviously, it's not a British plug. It's some French thing. But that's the green indicator. When that's green, it's... Yo, I'm doing a little reshoot of this because it's terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So, at the top here, you've got the mains indicator. That indicates that the external power supply is plugged into here. And that is basically green if something's plugged into there. Just below that, then you've got the battery symbol. I'll put the details up here of what's going off. So if you watch the video, you can pause, but obviously that gives you the indication of all the batteries. Now, I missed these ones. Here, there's a phase rotation indicator. Tells whether it's going the right way or the wrong way. Now, does that mean anything or does it not? You know what I mean? Your phases might be going the wrong way, but obviously the details for that in the instruction manual, which again I'm going to put on the screen. This is the overshoot of the measurement range indicator. I've never seen that one come on, but it tells you something that the inputs are too high or there's something wrong or one of them's outside the range. It's basically something in here is squiffy. Then you've got an SD card light. I think it's green if it's in there and working, red if it's not working, blinking red it needs resetting, blinking red and green it's full. There's all sorts of colours, but they do mean something. Then you've got the GPRS 3G signal, basically the same signals on your telephone. That one is the Wi-Fi indicator, to tell you the Wi-Fi is working on that because there's multicolours. The Bluetooth indicator, the recording indicator, There's a blinking one, a solid one, and all sorts. And then you've got the power button here. It's got an orange backlight to tell you stuff's going off. Again, what we're doing now is I'll put a picture of those up. So if you are watching this video, because you're on the field with the PAL, you'll be able to pause and read it. So I'll just slap those up for about 10 seconds after this video with all that gubbins in for you. The only thing I wonder about is it says it's 3G in here. So I don't know how long that'll be supported for. That's interesting. I don't know about that. I'll have to come back to that. But obviously it's supporting 3G at the minute. You can still get 3G SIM cards, but they are going out of fashion. Maybe they'll need to update the meter. Again, a bit of a specialist thing. I'm not sure that's working, but we will be trying that. I think this supports 3G. So yeah, just bear in mind with that. That is a 3G SIM. That's going to work everywhere at the moment, apart from, I think, certain areas around Liverpool. So that is a little drawback, possibly. I'll reach out to Chevron for a response on that. The 3G signal's been turned off, so I don't know if they're going to update this or whatever. I don't know if that's a nationwide thing, but I know in the UK they turned 3G off, so that's something to bear in mind. I'll get a proper response for that. I think that's a fair review of that. Obviously, if that goes off, you're still going to be able to connect a 3G router, a 4G router on Ethernet to that and get the remote access, and you could probably hide that in the lid. Again, I've just noticed that when I'm doing it. I wouldn't want to say, it's going to work on mobile phone signal forever, because that clearly is something that's being phased out. So bear with me on that, I'll get you an answer. And I know they'll give me an answer. So there you go. That's your PAL 106. That's as deep as I'm going to go today. This will be a video on YouTube. I assure you I will put this on YouTube. I'm also going to put a video of me using the software and send it up on YouTube at some point, because I'm going to do that anyway. And to be honest, documenting things like this helps me learn. That's why I basically do Instagram, because it helps me pick it up, because I find that explaining things to people is the best way to learn. Once you're taught something, that's when you truly master it. So I'll come back to it on that. Like I say, any questions or you want to know about this today, I'll try and squeeze it if you let me know. If not, if you have something like this, give the people at Chevron a call. They'll sort you out. You don't need this dead super pimp one like I've got. You don't need the fucking, you don't need the SIM bit probably. Some of them don't have the Ethernet, I think. They do all various ones. There's a full range of them. Look online. Anyone wants to know anything in particular or wants me to cover anything, I'll do a follow-up video and I will cover the software definitely in a way I understand it, which is not very clever. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to put it to a test, give it a run out and see what it does, and I'll come back to you when I've got some actual data to show you. See you later. Again, just to say it one more time, yeah, there's no requirement to do this. Chevron sponsor the podcast. They pay me every month to read out their name and get their name about on the podcast. The fact that they lend me stuff is really useful to me, because it means I can do videos like this that are interesting and educational, generally about power quality and analysing, yeah, but there's no paid reason for me to put this on YouTube or put it on my Instagram. They've given me that, and if they never see a video about it, then that's it. But I do feel like putting it out, because I think it's educational, I think it's going to be a big thing. I'm just saying this because this whole thing could be construed as an ad, is marked as an ad, probably looks like an ad. They gave me it for free. There's a benefit in kind there to me. So yeah, that's the crack. I don't want anyone thinking anything otherwise. The fact that I get to borrow stuff and demonstrate it is a massive bonus for me and you, the viewer. But yeah, I don't have to, but I like to. And just to say, there's other ones available. If you don't want to buy the Chevron one, go and buy some fucker else's. It's up to you. It's at the desk, Jamie Blatant. Just to make an addendum, I've just spoke to Chevron regarding the 3G thing, it says. They know it's happening. They know it's a problem. Yeah, 3G is going to linger on in the UK for probably another 5 years. And GPRS is going to linger on even longer, because they use that for low-level stuff. Now, how fast that will be, they don't know. But what they're basically saying is, what I suspected is that 3G had a really good run, and people put 3G little routers, which even in the Chevron would have been a third-party device, into them, so that it was a one continuous product. But what they're basically saying is, using the RJ45 port or the USB port, like I said, they will they'll get you to use an external router, which makes sense now, because I don't think 4G and 5G will linger along as much as maybe 3G did. 3G was just there for ages doing its thing quite successfully. But yeah, I suspect as well, I'm not, don't quote me on this, but I suspect they'll probably provide some sort of software update that allows you to connect a third-party modem via one of those ports. So yeah, it is a bit of a wee-wah, but I'm sure it'll get sorted out. Whilst I was on it as well, I was reading the data sheet for the PAL 106 just so I knew what was going off, and it mentioned that it can connect to this L452. I messaged Chevron and says, "Are you sold at these in the UK?" They said, "We've sold a couple. This is super niche. Yeah, this is even niche than the 106 itself. This is a little device that will connect to the PAL via Bluetooth, and it's got a 4 to 20 milliamp module and a 0 to 10 volt modules, all modules. And I hadn't looked into it. I'm not going to get one either because I haven't fucking got time at the minute. I've got that much stuff to look after. But then that will monitor those niche analog inputs, and you can put temperature sensors, pressure sensors, and all sorts of different stuff onto that, and it will then log that value against the power logging. So if you want to see how much a pump was pushing when the current rose, it would log. You could put a pressure sensor on that and log that. That's really niche. If anyone's particularly interested, it's the L452. There's a website for it. But yeah, that was an interesting find. I didn't even know they did that. But that could be very useful to about 6 people in the UK. So yeah, have a nose at that if you're dead interested.
So gents, yeah, so this is the warehouse. Oh, hang on. I'll just go take this phone call a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
You think you want to?